A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic escalation of diplomatic tensions, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has publicly condemned Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, labeling him a weak politician and accusing him of abandoning the Jewish community in Australia. This statement comes in the wake of a heated diplomatic dispute triggered by Australia's recent recognition of a Palestinian state at the United Nations General Assembly and the subsequent cancellation of a visa for Israeli far-right politician Simcha Rothman. The fallout from these events has raised concerns about the future of Australia-Israel relations, with both sides trading barbs over perceived slights and retaliatory measures. The controversy began when the Albanese government announced its intention to recognize Palestine, a decision that has drawn ire from Israeli officials. Netanyahu's scathing remarks were made via a social media post, where he asserted that history would remember Albanese as someone who betrayed Israel and the Jewish community in Australia. This statement was made shortly after Jewish organizations in Australia called for calm amidst the rising tensions. The Executive Council of Australian Jewry, the peak body representing the Jewish community in Australia, urged both nations to work through their differences to avoid further escalation. Co-Chief Executive Alex Rivchin emphasized the importance of maintaining goodwill and cooperation built over decades, warning that continued diplomatic tit-for-tat could jeopardize significant bilateral trade and investment. The Israeli Foreign Minister, Gideon Saar, also weighed in on the controversy, accusing the Albanese government of exacerbating anti-Semitism with its visa cancellation for Rothman. He announced plans to revoke the visas of Australian representatives to the Palestinian Authority, a move that has been criticized as unjustified by Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong. Wong asserted that such actions undermine international efforts toward peace and a two-state solution. The situation has prompted reactions from various political figures in Australia, with opposition leader Susan Ley criticizing Albanese for his handling of international relations. Ley stated that respect is a two-way street and called for Albanese to explain how he intends to mend the frayed relationship with Israel. The cancellation of Rothman's visa, which was justified by the Australian government as a measure to prevent potential inflammatory rhetoric, has drawn mixed reactions from the Jewish community in Australia. While some supported the decision, others expressed concern about the precedent it sets for free speech and political discourse. Rothman has been a controversial figure, known for his inflammatory statements regarding Palestinians and the two-state solution. The Australian Jewish Association, which invited Rothman to speak in Australia, has vowed to continue with his planned online event despite the visa controversy. The diplomatic fallout has raised questions about the long-term implications for Australia-Israel relations, particularly in light of the extensive economic, scientific, and cultural ties that exist between the two nations. As both governments navigate this challenging diplomatic landscape, the call for cooler heads to prevail remains critical to avoid further deterioration of relations. The ongoing situation serves as a reminder of the complexities involved in international diplomacy, particularly when sensitive issues such as national identity, security, and human rights are at stake. With both nations facing pressure from their respective constituencies, the path forward will require careful negotiation and a commitment to dialogue in order to restore the trust that has been strained in recent weeks. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.